Hello there, this is Danzian, and today I'm looking at this, the Aliens Adventure game from Leading Edge Games. Now you may think that the Alien RPG from Free League was the first Alien RPG. No, this came first by a number of decades. As you can tell by the state of my copy, the spine is crumbling, it's a bit tatty and a little bit brown around the edges from many a thumb. This dates back to 1991. Funny they called it the adventure game, not the role-playing game. Interesting way of putting it. This came out as a follow-up to the board game that Leading Edge Games did, which I've also had a look at on this channel. This role-playing game really is very, I would say, dated in its presentation and rules system. I think you'll find a lot of modern RPGs, like the new, more up-to-date Alien RPG, relies a lot more on storytelling, I think. It's a bit easier to grasp. These older games, well, this particular system is very maths heavy, a lot of tables to flip through. Slightly off-putting probably to today's audience. But back in 1991, as a teenager, I snapped this up. What I find straight away very interesting is the choice of cover. Vasquez and Drake there with the machine guns with that red glow. It's not a piece of artwork you normally see as a photograph. It's a very interesting image to go for. And it kind of gives you that idea of the Marines, the bleakness. There's not an alien on the cover, but it's the Marines. And that's who you're going to be in this game, of course. So you're not going to be a space trucker. You're not going to be a colonist. It's all about the Marines. It's all about aliens as a movie rather than, I suppose, the original movie. Because when this came out, there was only 2 movies. And that's what's really interesting looking back at this now, is seeing what was in here, which they may have got right or got wrong in response to what's happened since then with the Alien franchise. Leading Edge Games, role-playing games or adventure games. I had the Dracula one as well, the Bram Stoker Dracula. I don't know what happened to that, but very similar setup, the way it is all laid out with this Chapter 1, 1.1, Section 1.2, 1.3. So it didn't matter what the actual setting was, it all had this very similar setup, which was very... I don't know, it didn't really have the same character as the high-end RPGs we get now, but I didn't mind that at the time. I was just so happy to get anything that was alien-related. And I loved the fact that it started with this, the mission orders for the strike team going to Hadley's Hope. This was sort of Gorman's mission briefing. I love that. I completely forgot about that. Good luck. Yeah, righto. Yeah, good luck with that. And just like the Aliens board game that Leading Edge Games did, they had all the quotes down the side. They went through the entire movie along the side and had images that I just hadn't seen because the special edition hadn't come out yet. So I didn't know that was Newt's father there. Just some colonist paralysed by a facehugger. And I was just gobsmacked by that. I was like, where they got these images from? Not realising there was more to see. We have character generation. Here's your character sheet. We have our characteristics. The usual sort of things you expect to see: strength, intelligence, will, health, agility. Secondary, charisma, because who needs that? That's a secondary characteristic. Leadership, I mean, definitely a secondary characteristic if you're Gorman. Perception and motivation. And then we have personal stats, so your age, how much cash you've got, how easy you are to knock out, support skills, general skills. A lot of these older games love skills, loads and loads of skills, hundreds of skills to choose from. Your weapon statistics, it's all there. It's your little CV. It's all on one page. Reminds me a bit about the old World of Darkness character sheets you used to get, where it was all there just on that one page, as things should be. I don't want to turn over and find more. So yes, you roll up your character, and rolling up characters was always quite fun in the 90s, I felt. Like Cyberpunk had a really good roll up a character set of information. But in this one, it's all about being a Marine. So it's all the training you've gone through, the branches of service you've gone through, your line infantry, your auxiliary, including Marines officers, staff officers, all that sort of thing, the pilots and so on. How much equipment you can carry and bedrolls, canteens, all the boring stuff, as well as your pulse rifle. But then it's all about the tables. The back of this book is just full of tables. Most of them are used for combat, rolling to see where you've been hit and so on. Good old hit location. That's for the vehicles as well. Active duty descriptions. So you could be on garrison duty, base guard, civil disorders, in the military police. And it does go into some of these things. Yeah, and I quite like that. It's more interesting stuff. You're not just off fighting aliens. There's other things going on. When I did play this game back in the day, I only did one little campaign of it, if I remember correctly. And I think we did about 4 games, and we didn't have an alien once. We were dodging corporate nutters and rebellious colonists. But it was quite easy to die, I remember. Quite easy to get shot up. And once you get shot, that's it. Which I suppose is quite realistic, unfortunately. So we have our skill lists. Lots and lots of skills. I have to be really careful flicking through this book because, as I said, the spine is going. All your support skills, such as all your driving vehicles, repairing things, dealing with aircraft, military etiquette, logistics, all that sort of stuff. This is the officers list there. Xenobiology might be useful. Unusual skills. What's an unusual skill? Aircraft pilot. Comms officers, demolitions, spacecraft navigation. And then additional skills, computers, medical aid, management, science, sleight of hand, sneaky. Learning skills, so obviously you can learn with experience, but you have on-the-job training throughout the game, which is quite good. But then we have the setting itself. So this is what I lapped up when I was a teenager, because where could you find this sort of information about the alien universe? You had to get a role-playing game. I love that picture. That's a great image there. So we have all about space travel, the displacement drive, and there are some elements of this that have survived. Obviously, some of it's been retconned slightly, but corporate strife and war in the colonies. And that's something you'll get in the more modern RPGs as well. History of the Colonial Marines. But they don't really have anything about the nations that you get later. You got the Interstellar Commerce Commission, which is still around. That's something that's mentioned in the movies. So they kind of stuck to what was hinted on in the movies, but beyond that, they don't go into it in too much detail. So the different military actions you can go into, corporate warfare, and active duty assignments. So you can roll up missions, peacekeeping, contraband, colonial patrol. Tartarus, which survives, is still in the alien universe today as a planet with the Harvester aliens. You might know the statistics for them in the more up-to-date game. Mission generation table. I love a mission generation table. So you're on a contraband mission, but is it a security mission to do with contraband, anti-guerrilla, bug hunt? So you can sort of cross-reference and come up with some interesting ideas for games. So it's not just tactical assaults, all sorts of stuff going on. So it really does lean on the military side of things, obviously, for this. But also you've got mercenaries, and I suppose you could be a mercenary yourself. Corporate retainers working for the man, so to speak. And then we've got mission aftermath, survival and medical aid, top of the list, because you can get killed off quite easy. And then we have a list of worlds. Some of these worlds still exist in the alien universe. So we have, I mentioned Tartarus. So yeah, where the Harvester aliens are running around. What's the one with the Arcturians? Is that on there somewhere? Something that's mentioned in the movie as well. I think that's on there somewhere. So if you know the Kingdom of the Heavens, the map from the more up-to-date game? How many of these planets still exist on the more up-to-date map? They don't go for the LV4s, do they? They all have the names of the planets. So Arcturus, Archeron, there's LV426. There it is. Earth, I think that still exists. Yeah, there we go. Stoner 1, there's a planet to spend some time on. And then it goes through them all. Yeah, so a nice good look at all the different planets. and how long it takes to travel from each planet, which is also good. Borodino sector. Hyperdyne sector. New Eden sector. So yeah, quite a few planets to have a look at. Tartarus. And then we obviously need to get to our aliens. Eventually, there we go, aliens. Those things there. So the background of the aliens, how they operate. I do remember in this game, they mentioned the tube sticking out the back of the alien, that they rest you on it. When they kidnap you, they put you on their tubes and then carry you around like a piggyback. And that they let off gas or something. Gas comes out of the tubes and it knocks you out. Something like that. So they do play around with the physiology of the alien a little bit. And I guess that's a continuing thing, isn't it? Even with the latest movie, you see new things to do with the alien. You can always change what they get up to. So you got the Queen, of course, there, alien metabolism, alien layers, how to remove a facehugger. I would suggest with great difficulty. And then we have our equipment lists, motion trackers, of course, light and comm gear, communication gear. This I spotted when I was re-flicking through this a minute ago. The business card that Burke gives Ripley, and she plugs into a little telecommunication device. It says, "It is a logical extension of the telecommunication technology. Most business cards are printed on plastic cards which have digital information encoded on the plastic. The card is inserted into an optical scanner which is built into every telephone and which automatically dials the number on the card. The standardization of this technology has made address books and hand dialing nearly obsolete." Oh, bless them. They didn't know the future of communications and how it was going to go, but I love that, yeah. I mean, without that business card, she'd never be able to find Burke's number. Oh, dear. But then we get onto spacesuits and all the weaponry, of course, you expect. Not just pulse rifles there, look, we've got rocket launchers, explosive weapons, the sentry guns, ground vehicles, APC, of course, aircraft. Also, aircraft and spaceships need to be maintained, so days of use, and then how you can get a catastrophic failure, the chances of that if you don't maintain your vehicles. So, the same with, yes, frigates and warships have a similar thing, different type of space vehicles. Now, in all my Alien games, I've never used the rules for spaceship combat. It doesn't matter if it's the new game or the old game. I've never really got into it. I don't know. But then we have the combat system, which, as I say, was quite vicious. Melee combat with aliens, stalking. Aliens have to stalk you, which is still a thing, isn't it? They have to get close to you. How good are they at doing that? Acid damage, very important. There we have the harvesters, the other alien creatures that are out there in the universe. Vehicle combat, so that includes ground and air to ground there. Missiles and warheads, explosive vehicles, hit damage, crew damage, crashing, all the different systems. So when you have the hit location on the vehicles, you can knock out different systems on the vehicle. And I do like that. It's not as abstract. I do like the fact you can just knock out the communications and things like that. Or the bridge, unless you're on the bridge, of course. Non-player characters, corporate agents and so on, colonists. Campaign settings, so sort of actual game ideas such as aliens on the loose, smuggling aliens in, mission ideas, hostage rescue. But you could just roll up something random. But then we get all the charts that these old games love. Look at them all. So your active duty assignments, so you can roll up your missions. All the skills that you can learn from. All the combat actions, the weapon specifications there. All the equipment lists, lots of equipment lists. Odds of hitting somebody. Look at that table. God, blimey. I feel like I'm doing a maths exam looking at it all. All the modifiers, point blank range and so on. And then where you get hit. So you get superficial wounds in the forearm, being hit in the body, straight in the heart. Oof, dear. In the mouth, in the eye. Not where you want an alien's second jaw to hit you, is it? explosive damage. There we have the alien hit location. So you, depending on where you hit him, I've got the face of Gazort and the Queen there as well. Then we have the harvesters for a bit of variety. Hand-to-hand damage. Oh, in the groin. Oh, no thanks. And then look at the medical aid chart. Blimey, look at all that. Oh, that looks complicated. I don't even want to reread any of the rules on that. But we also have the statistics here for all the movie characters, the entire crew. Hudson, Dietrich, Frost, and so on. There they all are. Something that the modern games shy away from. But there they are. If you want to run through the movie, there they are. Then we have non-player characters, pre-generated characters. But that's the game. There's Aliens. Put the pages back in. Don't fall out. Classic. I leave it on the shelf. I'll never sell it. It's falling apart. I love it. And that is my little look at this. So thank you very much. And I'll see you again.